Welcome back to the channel, everybody. These are going to be the top 5 prospects that we need to acquire in the first round. Honestly, if the Dolphins don't look at these guys, I'm not really sure. One of these guys is going to be the pick of the Miami Dolphins in the first round, and it's because of the talent, the traits, and the ability to get on the Dolphins and start. So the first one is going to be, and I think everybody probably knows this, it's Armand Membo. He's 6'3", 314, and the high ceiling that he has for himself. If this dude, when we got into the draft or we got into this offseason culture, Membo wasn't going this high, but now a lot of people have him going extremely high in the draft, possibly like top 10 because of the combine and all that stuff, which could be a big possibility. But the thing is if he slips to 13, this is the pick for the Miami Dolphins. I don't really care who else is on the board. It could be that, well, no, if Cam Ward's on the board, you pick Cam Ward. But Armand Membo is a solid, athletic, very intelligent, just high floor, high ceiling type of guy that can come into the league and basically do exactly what Mike McDaniel wants. Has the exact skill trait that typically Mike McDaniel looks for. He has that speed to get out on the zone for the zone run schemes and all of those different things. So this is going to be my top pick. Like, just if he is there, you got to get this guy. I mean, he's a stud. He's going to be a stud in the NFL. He's going to be, one of the offensive linemen that you just put in first year. He's going to be great. He's going to do everything. He'll make some mistakes. He's still learning some things, but it's a very high floor for this guy, and the ceiling for him is astronomical because with his athletic ability, he could really be one of the best guards in the league. The next one is going to be Will Johnson. If Membo isn't there, if Will Johnson is there. 6'2", 202, long arms, great man coverage, very fluid with his hips moving in and out of the left and right area. I don't know how you describe that, left and right. You know what I mean? Moving his hips left and right. He's very good at that. He's very good at man coverage, and he's a ball hawk. He definitely will pick that play. Honestly, he kind of reminds me of Jalen Ramsey a little bit, not as big, but the way that he was in college, kind of a little bit Jalen Ramsey-esque, and it would be a perfect thing to pick up Will Johnson and allow him to learn from Jalen Ramsey because they're kind of similar players, and the thing is with Will Johnson is that the last year that he played wasn't even really like his best years, he had a great year, but he can still improve on so many different things. He's still green in a lot of things, and he's a ball hawk, which honestly the Dolphins, last year I think Terrell Dodson was the leading interception guy on our team. We need someone that can be a playmaker and a ball hawker, and Will Johnson will be that dude. Even if you put him in like, a 10-yard out, watching the quarterback, he's one of those guys that can definitely make an impact with Jalen Ramsey. The next one's going to be Kenneth Grant. Defensive tackle from Michigan. Michigan has a lot of players in this draft. He is 6'3", 339, and the thing with him, the raw ability to move at his size, 339 is a big boy, and the athletic agility that he has to move in and out, going around offensive linemen, and his explosiveness makes him such an interesting pick because at this point he probably will be there as well. At this point, he's going to be that nose tackle that can go with Sealer, and his athletic agility is crazy for someone that size. He gets off the ball so quick. He's got great hands, and when he's really like trying to attack that quarterback, he's legit. So, you want to get a defensive tackle in this draft in the first round. Kenneth Grant has to be your guy. I mean, he will take up space. He kind of reminds me of like a Vince Wilfork, like that type of style of player where he's a big taking up two guys type dude. But his explosiveness and his hand speed is very good. So he's one of those guys that I think definitely the Dolphins have to take a look at. He just needs to be more aggressive. That's the only thing with him. But if you can train that, which I think Anthony Weaver, and that's in another video of what we're going to talk about with the coaching staff if Mike McDaniel failed. Anthony Weaver as a defensive coordinator, he will train that in him. He will train them to be a very aggressive player. As you can see with Chop Robinson, he trained him to just be stellar. When we got into this league year last year, Chop Robinson didn't really have that many sacks in college, and he was starting to turn it up towards that end of the year where basically like most of the pass rush was just chop, So Kenneth Grant is going to be a solid, legit player in that field. Now, I want to add this in there later like this just because I don't think he's going to be there, but some people are saying that he possibly will be there. Will Campbell, he's going to be the LSU guy, LSU tackle, 6'6", 323. Guy's legit, super high IQ, going to be a stud coming into the NFL. I don't think he's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? I really, it would be crazy. But if Will Campbell's there, it's one of those things that's just the automatic, just like Membo. It's the automatic pickup. It's just, you got to get him, because I don't think Will Campbell's going to be there. But he's one of those guys, can play all over the line. You can definitely shift him inside to guard or keep him at tackle. I don't know. And maybe like Patrick Paul goes to guard, or I don't know. But Will Campbell is an excellent player. Like I said, the reason I have him so far down at like 4th on my list is just because I don't think that he's going to be there, but people are kind of saying that he might be there, so he might be the pick. I think it's an excellent pickup. I think there's still some things that he has to work on. He's got great length, he's got great everything, but he's going to be that starting caliber guy if he's there. I personally don't think he's going to be there. And then the last one is going to be Walter Nolan. I truly do believe, with Josh Simmons in this draft, I think it's, him coming off an ACL, I don't think you want to use your first round pick, especially as a coach that's kind of like on the hot seat. You don't want to use your first round pick for a guy coming off an ACL tear. That's going to be a pickup for a team that can understand that they can wait and give him a little bit of time. You need a guy that's going to make an immediate impact. And at this moment right now, there's a couple guys. Kelvin Banks is there, but I don't know. Some people are kind of iffy after his combine on Kelvin Banks, and I don't want an iffy offensive lineman. I want someone that's going to be legit, and I think Membo is the guy, and Will Campbell is the guy there. So what I'm thinking you go for is Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan is 6'3", 305 pounds, and he's another guy. Very high floor, very athletic, very explosive, and the thing is that he's a great run defender. So you're already getting that coming into this league. You just have to increase that pass rush, which he is pretty decent at. He's got all the talent. Like, he's one of those guys that has so much talent. If you can just mold him into the right player, he can probably be one of the steals of this draft, where people look at this and be like, he was one of the best players coming out of this draft because of his skill set. He's explosive, he's fast, he's aggressive. He just needs to put it all together and understand what he's doing right before the ball is snapped, because he seems sometimes to be a little confused on where he's going. If he can put all of that together, he's one of my favorite, dark horses of this draft, because he just has a lot of tool sets that you can really translate to the NFL and really make into an impactful player. But those are going to be my guys so far. I'm going to do this for probably each round or most of the rounds, but these are going to be my 5 guys that Dolphins have to look at that 13th pick. There's a couple other ones, like obviously if Cam Ward is there, you take Cam Ward, but these are my 5 guys that one of these guys has to be the pick of Miami Dolphins. Maybe they'll surprise me, but these are the guys that I think definitely make an impact coming in the NFL. But let me know what you think in the comments, who you would want to pick up in the first round, and like and subscribe if you like this video. Helps me be able to push more of this content for you. Love you all. Fins up, baby. Peace.